Hey guys, it's been a while. All right, it's been like a month and 3 days or something since I last posted. Actually, it's been a lot more than that. I don't know. And I've been thinking about what is it that I want to talk about next because there's so much that's been happening in the world these days, and it just feels odd, really, to talk about branding and marketing with all of it. And then something happened this week. I mean, and I know if I hear of this kind of stuff, it means that it's big, it's blowing up. Because usually I'm under a rock, and if I hear about this kind of thing, that means it's gotten really popular. And that is the whole situation with Mr. Beast getting canceled for building 100 wells in Africa. Now, I'm from Africa, so I feel like I have the right to give my 2 fucking cents. Okay. It is kind of annoying when people say things like feed the poor people in Africa and stuff when they don't understand that Africa is an entire continent. But it's not super annoying. Like, it's like I hear it and I don't really hear it. But sometimes it just comes with this like smug, uh, you know, kind of attitude or whatever. And I'm like, okay, you know. But anyway, I didn't feel this way about Mr. Beast because he actually went to Africa and he actually did something about it instead of saying that he will do that when he wins the lottery or something. He actually went to Africa and he built 100 wells. Okay, so people who were struggling to have access to clean water, he went and did that, and people were upset about it. Some people were actually upset, and they said, because he's white and he has a savior complex or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think if I were dying of thirst, I really don't think I would care what color is the person who was building a well, or if it's even a person. I just want water. This is not a time to discuss these kinds of things. And yeah, I mean, if you don't like it and if you're of a different color, then go ahead and do it. But it's kind of messed up that that's the first thing that these people would think about, is that he is white. Anyway, so got me thinking about how you can never really please people. Like, you have to give up on wanting. Let me put it this way: if you're building a brand, if you're building a business, especially if you're going to be visible, you have to be completely okay with not being liked. And more than that, you have to be okay with being misunderstood. This is something that I struggled with a lot. I hated being misunderstood. And I think at some level, I'm sure there's still a little bit of, a fuck in a, if you look in the cup of fucks all the way deep down, there's got to be like a couple of fucks in there about people misunderstanding me sometimes. It's not coming up, but I think if it were to come up, it might trigger me. So sending it out to the universe to bring it on so I can just work through it already. But anyway, be careful what you wish for. But anyway, like I just know that it was a huge trigger point for me in the past, people misunderstanding me, and I had to be understood. I had to explain myself. I had to explain what my intentions are. I had to explain myself. And I feel bad for Mr. Beast in this situation because I want to say I know. I don't just think, I know he has good intentions, because just looking at what he did and how he did it, it seems to me that this guy just wanted to do something good. And it reminded me of something that happened to me in one of the earlier positions that I had earlier in my career. I worked in this company, and there was this girl in our department. Her name was Floor, and she had a child, and she didn't have a partner, so she was a very busy young mom. I think we were young. I think she was like 21 or something. And I thought I wanted to gift her something to, I don't know, like a little treat or whatever, after she was telling me how difficult things were. I don't know what a young mom needs. I was 20 myself, or 21 or something. So I was like, let me get her chocolate. Actually, I got her a basket with stuff that had Nutella in it. Okay. Not that I would not, given knowing what those companies are doing today, I would not buy that as a gift. But at the time, that's what my mind conjured up. She would love some Nutella and chocolate. And I gave it to her as a gift, and she was like, "Thank you, but I really hate chocolate and I hate Nutella, and I'm honestly, I'm sorry, no offense, but I'm disgusted by Nutella." And I just remember thinking, like, how, how is it possible that a human being does not love Nutella? It just did not register in my brain that somebody could be repulsed by Nutella. or buy chocolate. She's like, no chocolate at all, no chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, with nuts, with any variation, white chocolate. She cannot stand any kind of chocolate, and especially Nutella. And I was like, okay, I've learned something new. But I learned something that day. I learned that even chocolate can make everybody happy. And I heard a couple people say this, even chocolate can't make anybody happy. But like, I actually experienced it with someone. It's true. Not everybody likes chocolate, and chocolate is one of the most loved things on this planet. So, and people can experience chocolate, and they can experience chocolate very directly, right? But when it comes to building a brand or building in public, they're not even experiencing the real person, because what they're experiencing is the brand. They're not really knowing who you are. Unless they know you very well, they become your friend. And even then, I mean, let's be real, most people don't even know themselves. So if you think about it, if they're rejecting you or if they're misunderstanding you, they're actually misunderstanding the conception they have about the brand. And yeah, like it's impossible really to manage the perception that other people have of us, because A, it's exhausting, it's too much work, and B, a lot of it is actually not under our control. So I think the only thing you can do in this game is decide early on, or whenever, wherever you are at any stage, decide who do you want to be for you. If all else were equal and you didn't have to be anything or anyone, but who do you desire to be in this lifetime? How do you want to be? And apply yourself or endeavor to be that, and let your reputation build as a natural byproduct of that, and don't worry about how other people might misunderstand it. Now, there is a caveat to that, of course. If you find that most people are seeing it in a different way than you expected, or differently than you think of yourself, then you have to take a step back and take a look and ask yourself, like, based on this feedback, what am I doing that could potentially be misunderstood? Because it's not other people's fault all the time, It's not other people's responsibility all the time that they are misunderstanding us or not seeing us the way we want to be perceived or the way we think we are. We can take a step back and ask the question, but we can't really obsess over it, and we can't make ourselves responsible for how other people might perceive us, because the way people see you has so much to do with them. And you can see this for yourself in your own life, how you look at someone, maybe a content creator, and maybe they trigger you in some way. Maybe you don't like certain things about them. Maybe you think of them a certain type of way, and in the future you look back and you realize it was more about you than it was about them. It was a judgment. It was a mirroring of some kind, or vice versa. Maybe at some point you thought a certain type of way of them, or you had some expectation from them, and then later on, once you got to know them, or once you rather got to know yourself, you realize that the perception that you have of this person is different from reality. And even then, there's really no way of knowing what you're dealing with. So it's more important that we are in alignment with ourselves, and that we are intentional about who we choose to be, and then allow our reputation to naturally be a reflection of that. Okay, so that's it. That's about my video for today. I guess a good time to stop it. And yeah, if you're catching this anywhere other than Mojo newsletters, go to brandsairalive.com/Mojo. Subscribe for, I want to say, weekly video like this, but at this point, since I bailed out for almost a month, subscribe to get a video every once in a while, I guess. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.